Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Lakeland Public Television, NPR News, and the Bemidji Pioneer are exposing the issues of homelessness and poverty in Beltrami County in a project called Bemidji Faces the Future. Tonight, our Jamil Donath joins us live to talk more about the story that she has been working on regarding problems of unemployment and homelessness in the area.
Thanks so much, Dennis. And as I've come to find, poverty really is an invisible issue in the Bemidji area. Many people don't really understand that it is a big issue at all. And as we've come to find, with the growing problem of budget crises in Minnesota, more families are struggling to survive. Bemidji is considered the economic hub of Beltrami County, bustling with businesses, tourism, and natural resources, a place of prosperity. But beneath the surface lies an unsettling secret: poverty.
I feel lost. I feel stressed. I feel like, what should we do?
Red Lake tribal members Maggie and Alex Whitefeather are one in 5 families living in poverty in Beltrami County, and one of thousands that will become homeless. 2 years ago, the Whitefeathers had a house. They were paying the bills and making ends meet, but transportation issues cost both of them their jobs, and they lost everything.
It just started from falling down from there.
For about 6 months, the Whitefeathers and their 7 children have been hopping from one couch to another.
This is our room.
When I met them, Maggie, Alex, and 4 of their 7 children had just moved into the Red Lake homeless shelter the night before.
We were very glad that we got that call that morning saying that, oh, there's a spot open for the homeless shelter.
Oftentimes, stories like the Whitefeathers are never heard. Homelessness is not as visible in rural communities, and people are afraid to come out because of the stigma.
If we haven't had the opportunity to maybe walk for a minute in their shoes or understand how they got there, we have to combat the stigma of saying, well, obviously they made some poor choices in their life and there they went.
You think of the grizzly old man, the bag lady. Really, it could happen to anybody.
For many families struggling to survive in Beltrami County, there just aren't enough jobs.
They may have lived here all their life and still can't find great work.
In Beltrami County, around 9% of the population is unemployed. But the problem isn't just that there aren't enough jobs. Most of the jobs that are even available only pay around minimum wage.
The general economy here in Bemidji is really centered on lower wage jobs. I think that was not the intent of any economic developer, but it's just has happened that way.
But back in the mid-1900s, the logging and timber industries were booming in Beltrami County, bringing in thousands of jobs to the community. Then in the late 90s, globalization took over the timber industry, followed by the recession, which affected the housing market. This resulted in numerous wood product companies shutting down and downsizing, and thousands of workers were laid off.
So we're seeing a change from some of the goods producing to people moving more into service economy.
Bemidji State University was also one of the largest employers in the area, but today there are more teachers than teaching positions.
Would call the doctor.
Government and healthcare positions make up the higher paying jobs in the area. However, for Red Lake, the unemployment situation is unique.
Our unemployment rate is around 65%.
Red Lake is one of the largest reservations in the nation, but jobs on the reservation are scarce. So people have to travel long distances to get to work, and many people don't have a vehicle or a driver's license.
They're working an 8-hour shift, 2 hours on the bus, 2 more hours on the bus, then getting home, and then trying to take care of their families.
Next one, here we go.
Chell Thompson works not 2, not 3, but 5 jobs to support her family.
Good morning, Randy.
She works as the retired senior volunteer programs area coordinator,
Okay, let me take you off.
fills in as the relief office manager for Lutheran Social Services. She's a custodian at her church,
After cleansing in the morning,
a Mary Kay
the
consultant,
dusting is going to need to be done.
and cleans and prepares houses up for sale.
I've had to be creative in how I come up with my money to pay my bills.
But while this lifestyle is not easy, Thompson says it's a dream compared to where her family was 4 years ago.
Can we get it? I love you.
After Thompson lost her apartment, she spent a month in a homeless shelter while her 3 kids stayed with her mother.
I stayed there for about a month until I got a job, I gained an apartment, and then the kids started school and they came to live with me.
Then her son Taylor developed a life-threatening illness, which required him to have brain surgery 3 times in less than 2 years.
It was very difficult living under those small conditions, taking care of a child that had just come from brain surgery.
But with the help of numerous county services, she is proud to say she is self-supporting her family, and she has been a homeowner for 7 months now.
It says Thompson 2010.
Not to say we're not out of poverty, not to say we still don't struggle, but I brought them to a place where they can grow up in a home.
Services like the Workforce Center, Beltrami Works, and many other programs are helping educate people on basic job skills. Many job seekers are unqualified to work the higher paying jobs that are available.
There's just a skills mismatch a lot of times.
We have a lot of issues to deal with.
Heading Home, a region-wide effort, started in 2007 to identify the factors in ending homelessness in 10 years. And the first hurdle, exposing the problem.
It's very hard in a region like ours to see homelessness because if you go down into the larger metropolitan areas or maybe where it's warmer, you can see them on the street corners.
New Beginnings Executive Director Marvin Hansen is solving the problem of transportation in Red Lake by busing people to and from job interviews.
We do have a good transit system on the reservation. We have to start creating a transit system for off the reservation as well so that they will be able to find other employment.
We got a whole wall of things out at our studio.
People's Church pastor Bob Kelly has taken an alternative approach to helping the homeless by teaching them how to make crafts using natural resources from the area and selling them.
My goal is then to market these things, these wildcrafted things.
Just a week ago, Beltrami County officials and partners broke ground on a 20-unit housing development to serve homeless families. So while poverty still strongly exists, the positive message is that there are many people working to make Beltrami County a place where poverty is a problem of the past. But to truly solve a problem, you have to look it straight in the face. It's a single mother working 5 jobs to pay the bills, or a family struggling to find shelter. These are the faces of poverty. People just trying to survive. Thompson hopes to eventually only have to work 1 job to support her family, but until then, she and her family to continue to keep a very positive attitude. And as for the White Feathers, they actually just got accepted into a low-income housing unit, and they are planning to go back to school. So good for them. It was a really powerful story to meet both of them and get to see their lives.
Absolutely, outstanding story, and good to see some positive stories coming out of that and people overcoming the odds and moving forward. So
Definitely.
Great job with that, Jamil. And there will be a public forum Tuesday at 7 in the evening at the American Indian Resource Center with a free reception at 6 o'clock. That will deal more with the topics discussed tonight.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.